Again, it's Jeff Mueller, Computer Art Man. I want to start off this week to tell you I've had a great week. For the first time, I was interviewed and I was a guest on Lil Tuffle's blog site. She's a writer. Her new book, Sand, is out. I suggest that you go there. You can get there by going to my Twitter feed. I have links all over it. If you want to, also there's links on my website, www.computerartman.com, and I'm in preparation of coming up right now with another guest blog where I'm writing out the questions. I'm just working on the questions and the images. I'm gonna set it. That's at Moondustwriter, at Moondustwriter. She's on Twitter, and I'm just excited because everything in the response that I've been getting from everybody has been just so positive. Now, my main reason that I'm video blogging, and I've been thinking about this all week so I can get this across, I'm passionate about digital art, but the whole reason for this is that I'm video blogging now is to get the point across that this is the best time in the history of mankind to be an artist, digital or regular. It's because of the fact of the internet and social media. In the past, there were gatekeepers that if you were trying to be an artist, there was only a certain amount of people let in to be artists. If you weren't considered, or your art wasn't mainstream, or somebody else didn't really want you in, they could stop you from getting in. It was a select few, and everybody else were starving artists. Well, with Twitter, social media, Tumblr, Facebook, all the different places, YouTube, that's changed. It's changing for everything, almost every aspect. Entertainment industry, the music industry, everybody's feeling it because of the fact that now, like our grandparents before us, not our parents, but our grandparents, we have social settings where people are interacting with people again. And based off of who you are and what you do can allow you to create a business from nothing. There's a lot of people who have created businesses, they have something and they've made it better. There's a lot of people who aren't doing this and they're having troubles, but then what I'm gonna try and do is I'm taking myself as a person a little known. I have talent. I've been a digital commercial artist my whole life, but right now I'm a fine artist. I've always wanted to be a fine artist. It's always been in me since I've been a little kid. My dad instilled it in me. He taught me how to use the airbrush. I was doing a lot of airbrushing early on in my life. The last time there were some examples of the airbrushing, but now I'm at this point where I really think I've got a great project. I've got the talent, the media to express myself, the medium to express myself, and that type of thing. Now, right back here is an example of what I'm doing, and this is an example of digital artwork, and this was a JPEG that I sent. I have a meeting set up with the place, Simply Canvas. They're great. They do really good printing. They use archival inks. What they do is amazing, and I had just sent this over the internet, and they produced this painting from my digital painting. This has no overpainting that I plan on doing with acrylics or anything. This is just a 20 by 40 print straight off test to see the quality. Now, if you look at this, it's just amazing. The colors are amazing. The feeling is amazing. Everything that I come across, it's what I envisioned the painting would look like, and what when I was creating it in the computer. And up until 5 years ago, 6 years ago, this was a very expensive process. It's a lot more affordable for almost all artists. And also the process is more readily available to everybody. There's just, you don't have to search it out. I mean, I work with this, I live in Canton, it's in Akron. I could drive there, I could drop off my discs, they could get exactly what I want. So this age of technology right now is so just, I can't even, sometimes I can't even express myself. I get so excited. The other day I was in the kitchen and it just overwhelmed me. I came out, I was jumping up and down. My wife said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "You look retarded." I said, "I'm just so happy because I can express myself, and that people in Australia, and today I got a question from somebody in Spain. the question initially was in Portuguese. Then he wrote to me in English and said that he wanted me to read his blog and comment on it because it was very important. It was a project. Well, the project was based off of kids and computers and how they're going to use it in Spain, in Portugal, and it was in Portuguese. And the only way I was able to read his blog was I went to Google. I went to and at 300 characters at a time, I translated it on the translator on Google, read his blog, and then I was able to respond. Now, he said I could respond in English, but because of Google, I was able to respond in Portuguese and put it onto his website or his blog and give my opinion and express. And there's never been a time. I don't know Portuguese. Now, I did have a friend look at it to make sure that it said pretty much what I wanted to say, and Google wasn't playing a trick on me, but it's just such an amazing time. Now, my cameraman Xavier, once again, me and him, the whole idea is of what we're trying to do, what I'm trying to do as an artist is just let everybody know that these gates that have been on art, that you can be a Green Bay Packer fan, a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That was a really fun Super Bowl, wasn't it, Xavier?
It was a great Super Bowl, except for one thing. Your team won and mine lost.
Exactly. But he still had fun. Now, I don't know if it was vice versa. I would have had as much fun as he did, but we had a great time. But you could be a football fan. I love baseball. I love fantasy sports. I don't have a lot of time for them lately because I'm just so involved in my artwork. And it's just that regular people can appreciate art. And it's just not reserved. And now it's coming down to the point where regular people can afford art. And it's getting to the point where everybody should be involved with art. And I can see it so much on the social media channels that everybody is getting involved with art. And they can have a certain appreciation. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a social, in a certain level, or it doesn't have to be sectioned off. It can just be pretty much for everybody. If you appreciate art, you're allowed to participate. You could see and find new young artists. You could, if you go to anywhere, they're all blogging, they're talking about their art, and you can find them. And then you can talk to them. You can actually get to know the artists. There's certain people that I've talked to over Twitter, over Facebook, over the internet that I never would have been able to communicate before. And in a lot of cases now, as I'm doing this, they're communicating with me first. And it's just such an amazing time. So, Xavier has a question for me.
Jeff, you were talking about yourself as a fine artist. Elaborate on that. I mean, from what little I know about art, can I classify you as a realist, a surrealist, an impressionist, or none of the above, or some combination of all the above?
I think that we're in a time where the time period and what the people are doing defines you as an artist or defines what you're doing. I'm doing things that are similar to a lot of different artists. There's a little bit of realism involved of what I'm doing, but it's completely different. And what it comes down to is that it hasn't been defined what I am, but time will define what type of artist that I am. And the whole thing of what I'm trying to say is that as we go forward and time does depict what type of artist I am, everybody, okay, that's it. Now I'm just kind of like losing my track and that type of thing, but probably getting a little long in the tooth here. So I'm going to call it quits for now. I will reevaluate next week and we'll start off with this question and I'll get a little bit better answer. So until that time, Xavier.
See you later, folks. Thanks, Jeff.
And it's been really awesome. See you next time.